My name is Shaq. In today's video I will be explaining on how to pass the parallel park section of the driving test. Many learner drivers worry unnecessarily about this maneuver. They usually fear that the driving examiner is going to give them a small space in which to park the car. The driving examiner cannot and will not give you a small space. He will give you enough room to park two cars. During this exercise, the driving examiner will be marking you on two things and two things alone. The first is control and the second is observations. Control basically means to park fairly close to the curb and parallel to the curb. How you do it is irrelevant. Many learner drivers get confused about which way to steer and how much to steer. As far as which way to steer is concerned, you basically steer the vehicle in the direction you want the back of the car to go. Anytime you're in reverse gear, you steer where you want the back of the car to go. If you're in first gear, you always steer where you want the front of the car to go. So you're doing your parallel park exercise and you're looking through the back window. If you want the back of the car to go towards the examiner in that direction, you steer in that direction towards the examiner. What you want to avoid doing is using the word right and left, because if you're looking back, this is my right hand, so I want the car to go there towards the right. But when you turn around, that becomes your right hand and you'll end up turning the wrong way. Now, as far as how much to steer is concerned, the more you turn, the less room you're going to use. But we've already said earlier that the driving examiner will give you enough room to park two vehicles, so it doesn't really matter how much you steer. Some driving instructors will advise you to steer a circle, and other driving instructors would say turn it on full lock. But as I said earlier, it doesn't really matter. They're all correct. Whatever suits you. When a learner driver fails a driving test on the parallel park exercise, they usually fail because their speed is too fast. So the slower you do this maneuver, the better it is. Ideally, you want to do it at crawling speed. If you can imagine a baby crawling along, that's the speed you want to do it at. If you were to touch the curb at crawling speed, that would not fail you a driving test. However, if you're doing it any faster, the touch would become a hit and you would fail the whole test for it. Let me give you a little scenario. The driving examiner has asked you to do the parallel park exercise. You've parked alongside the vehicle and your mind's gone totally blank. All you know is that you want the car to go towards the curb. Even if you turned towards the curb, let's say a circle, 3/4 of a circle, even half a circle, it doesn't really matter how much you steer. If you turned towards the curb, let the back of the car go in, and then you're crawling along and you slightly felt that you've touched the curb. You simply put into first gear at that stage. You look over your shoulder, make sure it's safe, and you drive forward as slowly as you can with the speed, again at crawling speed, looking at the wheel of the driver in front, the left wheel, and steer towards the wheel and park the car. That would not fail your driving test. The purpose of the driving test is to see how safe you are. It's far safer to go forward and park the car than to end up on the curb, end up on the pavement. Now, earlier on, I said to you that the driving examiner was also looking out for observations. Observations is vital during this exercise. It is as important, if not more important, than the maneuver itself. If you make a mistake with the maneuver, generally speaking, you can correct it. However, if you make a mistake with the observation, it's usually too late to be rectified. Start the maneuver by making all-round observations, and then anytime you need to steer to any direction, stop and then look again. If you see any movement during the exercise, any cyclist, any pedestrian, any other driver, stop and reassess the situation. If they are waiting for you, then you may continue. However, as soon as they start moving, you must stop. I hope you found this video informative. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.